What's the deal, YouTube? What's the deal? It's your boy Neptune the Goon, and I'm back at y'all with another Say Less Moments. Now, this is on a different topic, man. I got this sent to me by one of my subscribers and wanted me to hit on this topic. Today we talking about Las Vegas, city of hopes and dreams, casinos, big shows, big fights, Mike Tyson, anybody you could think of, Floyd Mayweather, Holyfield, Tupac. Yeah, Tupac was there. We talking about Vegas right now, and how Vegas is going up right now. They say the city and its tourists are no longer safe. Now, you know in Vegas, everybody walks around and they can drink in public. There's no law against that. There's a lot of streetwalkers out there. So people use public transportations and other means of transportation to get around safely. But when public transportation becomes dangerous, and things like that get brought to my attention, especially when it's back to back. That's why I call it Say Less Moments. It's going to always be a Say Less Moments, whatever I talk about, whatever genre I get into. So let's check out what the news saying about Vegas. You know, all your famous podcasters from Los Angeles mostly reside in Vegas. From Wack, Loose Cannon, 600. We can already go to Chicago. You got King Yella out there. Yes, King Yella from the Rack is out there. So we're gonna show you how the public transportation is no longer safe for anyone to travel. Let's go.
It is video that you are seeing here first from our 8 News Now investigators. A man waving a knife on an RTC bus before brutally stabbing another passenger. That passenger surviving with 27 stab wounds. Good evening. I'm Denise Valdez.
And I'm Brian Loftus. Now that passenger is suing over security, leading 8 News Now investigator David Charnes to revisit safety on the bus system.
Right, Denise, 2 years ago, we showed you this video of a man stabbing a passenger nearly 36 times, killing him. We uncovered how it took 4 minutes for that driver to stop, let the other passengers off. This all sparked some massive outcry from bus drivers and riders who told us they feared for their safety. Now, amid another high-profile incident, we wanted to know what's changed and if RTC is making inroads in keeping you safe.
You can only see smoke so many times until you know there is a fire.
It's a fire, attorney Don Paradiso says, has been burning for years.
Safety has been an issue on RTC buses in this city for a very long time.
Safety that now involves Paradiso representing a man stabbed more than 24 times while riding this bus last June. On this busy night, Joseph Lopez and his fiancée decided to ride this packed double-decker back to their hotel. Video the 8 News Now investigators obtained shows the pair sitting across from 27-year-old Davinsky Tungadua, who appears to be waving around a knife.
The assailant has the stabbing instrument out in his hand for quite some time. It's clearly visible.
Within minutes, Lopez would be fighting for his life. The lawsuit claims RTC failed to protect passengers like Lopez, who in the aftermath lost his ability to walk. What would that security look like?
There should probably be a security guard on the buses, especially on the busier routes at all times.
Paradiso points to the video. Tungadua waving around that knife, even knocking it against the window for several minutes before the attack.
How many times as a community are we going to see these types of things happening and say to ourselves, you know what, there's a pattern here And the people that are in charge and supposed to be keeping us safe while we're riding public transportation are not listening.
One assault is too many.
Tom Atterbury took over as Senior Director of RTC Safety and Security in 2023, months after several high-profile incidents on buses, including this murder that year, where a rider stabbed another rider more than 30 times.
Is it safe to say that RTC has learned from these past major incidents?
I think we've grown and we've gotten better.
Since then, RTC has switched security vendors. Now, more than 300 armed officers patrol the buses at a cost of $23 million.
From a safety and security standpoint at the RTC, we've completely hit reset.
RTC is also looking toward innovation, working with artificial intelligence to detect guns before a rider enters a bus. Atterbury is hopeful that technology can be useful in detecting a weapon out in the open, like the knife in Lopez's attack.
We don't refuse rides to anybody. It's public transportation. So what we have to do is have the best security in place and have eyes on, and if the bus driver sees something, get security over there right away.
It appears changes are working. From 2023 to 2024, passenger-on-passenger incidents dropped more than 40%. Atterbury also says drivers are tightening up on fare evaders, believing that simple action of keeping them off buses is aiding in the decrease.
You're moving over 52 million people a year on these buses. You are going to have some incidents. Our job is to keep the numbers low. Our job is to keep the numbers low and to quickly respond when there is an incident to help out any way we can.
In addition to stabbing Lopez, Tenadua is accused of stabbing 2 more passengers on another bus, all with that same knife.
Had anyone simply acted sooner, this probably would not have happened.
As Tenadua is accused of stabbing 2 more passengers on another bus, all with that same knife.
Had anyone simply acted sooner, this probably would not have happened.
As RTC moves toward tightening up safety, beefing up that security, Paradiso and his clients say it's too little, too late.
Had a security guard been on this bus, the likelihood of this happening would be what?
It would be substantially less. The whole purpose of security is to act as a deterrent and to be an active set of eyes.
Look, man, to be honest, I got family members that been out there for different events, females that I felt wasn't safe to, take public transportation, party buses, anything like that. Anytime you take anything public, you got to be ready for the public. So, at a say less moment, if you can take the precautions to take a Uber or OG taxi, take it. With these incidents, they vicious. And for somebody that's like that, that's the time Broski would have went to jail. Your husband, grandfather, any man that you know would have stood and rolled for you, that's the real Robin Hoods, that be just laid up, waiting on something like that to happen. See, this is why I say less. Because if you have a man or a partner that stay ready, that say they ain't got to get ready, this situation could have got ugly. But on the other end, as civilians, take your precautions. I ain't gonna even lie to you. I'm not taking no public. Nathaniel Jr. Nowhereski. Uber, taxi. I'd rather walk before I deal with the public. One thing for sure, Las Vegas, you can walk around and drink in public. As you can see, this man was drinking, seems to be like a Heineken, allegedly. But it's not alleged when you on the news, on the camera. You see why I say less? And then With the news, I could show raw footage. He stabbed a man 27 times. I ain't trying to take one of them. On the gang, I ain't trying to take one. But to the average citizen, that is an episode that'll change your life. So as a say less moment, I wouldn't mind if you got on your Charleston White. Taser, pepper spray, or do something. But don't get caught lacking with nada. Nathaniel Jr. Keep something. As a say less moment, you want to be prepared for the get back. Especially if you say you like that. Say Less Moments TV. Like, comment, but most of all, subscribe. It's Neptune the Goon, and I'm out.